Morning guys. Just doing a quick one this morning. I've just been up to the doctors to book an appointment for blood tests. 'Cause I don't know if I mentioned it, I've had some health problems and have got to go back to colorectal. But hopefully, the FIT test that I had was halfway, so hopefully it's nothing. But I'll keep you informed about that. Just been watching a bit of Matt Legg, the Charlie Bronson videos that he's done. Really good channel. I love Matt's channel. Hi Matt, if you're watching, good stuff. But the video I'm doing today is just a short one about a time in the 80s it was, and I was living in North London with a friend of mine, Pete Marsh, who's passed away now. He passed away about 10 years ago. And I did get some comments about people who knew him because he was quite well known around certain parts of Sutton and them sort of areas. So the story was I was living with him. He had a squat over in North London in Finsbury Park, and I was staying there. So this is how long ago it was. It was on an estate, these old flats. I think they've been knocked down now in Hornsey Rise. And I used to go into the empty flats and do the electricity meters and get the cash out. They were pay meters where you'd actually put like 50 pences in. So that's how long ago this was. And I used to go in all the empty flats and clear out all the meters, the gas meters and the electric meters and stuff. Hardly the crime of the century, but that's just what I was doing. So this time, as I've said before, Peter, he used to sell like puff, he used to sell like kilos sometimes of the soap bar, and also LSD, white lightning acid. They were really strong. He used to do a lot of them, and amphetamines he used to sell, ounces and grams. And I was sort of doing this with him. I wasn't his partner or anything. More like because I was just a kid. More like just a bit of a Joey, a bit of a runabout at the time. So this one time, I was going over to see these bikers that I knew in South London. They were from sort of Kent area, South London, and I was going to this flat to a lady's place that lived in Lewisham. Adelaide Avenue it was called, and there was all these squats there, they were legal squats, people had been living in them for years, and like you could go there and get drugs and stuff. So this lady lived there, Teresa, who I knew from Sutton. Well, she was from Epsom. Her dad was quite well known. He had a Rolls Royce with an aeroplane engine in it, and it was really fast. It was some mad car, like that was her dad, and he was a millionaire and all this stuff. So she was living in this place in Adelaide Avenue in Lewisham, and I'd gone over to see her to pick up some acid I was supposed to be getting, some window pane acid, and these things were really strong. They were made out of gelatine, these window panes, and you could actually put the acid tab into your eye, and the gelatine would dissolve in your eyeball, and that was the purpose for a lot of these gelatine trips, so you could put it directly into the eyeball. So I remember doing that, and you did used to come up a lot quicker and stuff like that. And also with these, I did inject LSD as well, the window pane. But I'd heard stories about people doing that, saying they were peaking straight away. But when I done it intravenously, when I injected LSD, I didn't peak straight away. It did come on quicker. I'd say about half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, and I was sort of tripping mildly after a few minutes, but it wasn't instant like some people have said, but not in my case anyway. And that was quite a good one actually, pretty strong. So this time, I was going over to Lewisham from Finsbury Park. We've been going over on public transport, I think, because I was only a kid. I think I would have been 17, so I don't think I had a car. No, I didn't have a car then, because I think I was banned from driving already. I got my first driving ban when I was 15. So yeah, I was on public transport. So I went over there to see Teresa, to meet this guy that I knew, this biker, to pick up a few hundred of these LSD trips, these gelatine window panes. But when I got around there, Teresa said, he's not coming today, sorry. Because back then, it was all, you had to go see people personally. No one had mobile phones, or mobile phones had just come out, but they were like big brick sized things, and only really wealthy people had them. So, when I've got round to her house, it's quite a long way from North London to that part of South London on public transport. I was a bit, oh, I've come for nothing and all that sort of thing. But then she said, oh, my friend's here. And in the kitchen was her mate, this Turkish geezer. He didn't speak much English. And he was cooking up some heroin in the kitchen, And I said to him, look, can I get a bit of that? And he said, well, how much do you want? Because obviously he was selling a bit. And I said, you know what? I don't want a lot. I want to have a hit. I don't want to smoke it. So just sell me a fiver's worth so I can have a hit. Thinking it's only £5 worth. It's not a lot. And I'll be all right. So basically, he's put this fiver's worth of heroin in the spoon, which is, looking back, looking at it, it was quite a good size, but probably only, maybe looking back, probably about over a point, a tenth of a gram, maybe a bit more, maybe a little bit less, but yeah, and the gear was very light, creamy coloured, looked very nice. So basically I did a little bit of citric, cooked up the hit in the kitchen there, drew it up into the needle through a filter and injected. And back then I would have just injected in my arm because 87 I think it was, I would have been injecting for a couple of years, so still had plenty of veins. So I've injected that in the kitchen. Yeah, I remember paying him the £5 and having the hit, and that was it. After that I don't remember anything. Yeah, but I do know that later on, well, it would have been the next day, in the middle of the night, I did wake up in the park opposite. There's a park in Adelaide Avenue, like a little green there. I can't remember what the park's called. Like a little recreation ground. And I woke up there, freezing cold. And when I woke up, I could see, I realised where I was and what obviously had happened. I'd OD'd, but I didn't remember coming or walking to the park. So obviously the Turkish guy and whoever have obviously picked me up when I've OD'd in their flat, in the house. And they've obviously took me over to the park and left me there. And it was pretty cold. If I remember rightly, it was winter. So yeah, very lucky to be alive on that one. But this wasn't the first time it's happened. It had happened to me before, the exact same thing in Mitcham a couple of years before. So yeah, when I woke up, I realised where I was, and I was still in Adelaide Avenue, and I could see Teresa's house from where I was standing. So I crossed the road and knocked on her door, basically, and when she answered the door, she looked like she'd seen a ghost. Obviously they thought I was dead in there, and I said, look, I'm still really out of it, and I've just been sick as well. Can I just crash out in the spare room and that? And she was really nice, and she said, yeah, you can. The other guy had gone. I didn't say anything about like how I got into the park and why I was in the park and that sort of stuff, because back in them days, people didn't phone ambulances because you would have got police involvement, and it would mean someone maybe getting nicked for attempted murder, and so I wasn't upset about all that. That was just standard practice, to not get an ambulance and all that sort of stuff and be dumped. So yeah, I went back in there. Like I say, the Turkish guy was gone, so I crashed out in the spare room, and I was out for the next 16, 18 hours. I didn't wake up till the next evening. That's how strong that gear was, and when I would come round the next time, Teresa explained to me what had happened, and the guide said, yeah, I can't afford the risk of phoning an ambulance. We'll have to sling him outside over the road in the park. And apparently my lips were blue and all that sort of stuff. And basically they thought I was dead. So luckily I wasn't. And that's why she thought she'd seen a ghost. So yeah. But like I say, guys, in that life, with the using the heroin, that sort of stuff happens all the time. So yeah, it's only by dumb luck that I'm still alive today. after all those near-death experiences and stuff. And well, that's the story, guys. And I just want to say, yeah, I had a good little holiday. I was doing a lot of walking in Malta there. I'm being told I got a little bit of a suntan, yeah. Feeling like my batteries are recharged a bit, yeah. And yeah, it's all good, guys. And thanks for watching. And I'm nearly at 500 subscribers, so hopefully after this video I can get to 500. I think I need about 7 or 8 more subscribers to get to 500. And yeah, have a good week, guys. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.